A strictly left-brain approach to consciousness developed, damaging the ability to unify the two cerebral opposites. The intelligence of the heart, a practice mastered by Africans for hundreds of years. The rigid left-brain approach possibly prevented initiation for many into some phases of the African educational system, resulting in jealousy towards those Africans who were able to gain access. Yet the central issue is that such a strictly logical perspective was a material perspective and the original source of mental slavery. The inability to correctly translate the outpouring of the unconscious mind into consciousness, fragmentation, disassociations, gross perverted distortions, and projections onto the external world of one's own confused inner state of consciousness is the original condition of mental slavery. There are endless historical examples of false, self-serving, Eurocentric logic used to justify worldwide enslavement of African-centric people in an attempt to project the devil onto the outside world rather than deal with the devil within one's own mind. Fear and rejection of the nuances of blackness by European Africans caused the de-evolution of many European Africans and the original state of mental slavery. There continues to exist a great fear of African high achievement, not only for fear of genetic annihilation, but also for fear of being denied access through death. Present-day African high achievement for many evokes memories of past African high achievement, associated Ice Age disaster memories, post-Ice Age jealousy, and fear that their achievements may be stunted and undeveloped when compared with ancient African high cultures. Thus, many now ask the question, will all the black men in the room please stand up? For if we are all Africans and full of internal and external biological blackness, then there is no such thing as an all-white man. Rather, we are all black Africans with nuances, colors of consciousness, different pathways shaped by different geological environments that have to pass through the same black dot doorway to our higher selves in the same spiritual heaven. Superficially with different colors of skin, different shades of external exoteric blackness, yet rooted in the same esoteric inner, esoteric blackness, alive in a black universe flooded. 96% alive and strong with black matter, black energy, none. This is certainly a different vision of blackness than one who is full of fear, childlike, neophyte grade level 1, ignorant of self with undeveloped passions clinging to a stark materiality. Drunk with the ego, the I, not balanced middle pillar, possessed of inhuman aging, aggressive behavior, the beast, the Satan. There is great difficulty in returning to one's source, black dot. Rodney Collin, 1984, has said, "Man usually pictures his journey to the end of time as the Middle Ages pictured a journey to the end of the world. It was believed, the earth being flat, that at a certain point one must come to the edge and fall off into the unknown, blackness. Only when a brave man held a single course and after great hardships and strange adventures sailed back to the same scenes from which he had set out, did they learn that the earth was round and his course a circle. Now we learn that time too is round, and that our voyage through it must bring us inexorably to the same years left behind. This is difficult and dangerous knowledge. When men learned the earth was round, their sense of the known widened, but their sense of the unknown weakened. This is the temptation of new knowledge. The known, however strange, can never be more than zero, black dot, to the infinite unknown, black dot. Only with this saving sense can men use strong ideas. Certainly, this is the statement from a European African and possibly many African Africans who have lost the ancient knowledge and thus are prisoners of illusions of time and material sense organs. The statement does, however, point to the need to break through such limitations and return to the black dot source, passing through blackness into the primeval waters of none. For such is the passage across the abyss of Thoth, the doorway to one's own God and higher self. In the left upper picture of the unwrapping of the head of Pharaoh Tutankhamun, there appears two rope-like lawaya that separates the upper crown of the head from the lower part of the head. Perhaps this is a symbolic reference to the lower mind, animal, and the higher mind, spiritual dimensions of man. If this is the case, then the dark space in between the two levels would symbolically represent blackness, as the abyss or desert that must be traversed as one moves from a lower animal, instinctual level to a higher spiritual plane. To cross such dimensions, one would have to develop a greater sense of self that acknowledges the ancestors and the reality that despite great losses of material wealth of the past, something far greater than material matter survived each such event and continued on to create new material visions. It is blackness that heralds the birth of a new day, a new being. It is this darkness that bridges the realm of the lower animal mind, limited physical sensory organs, to the higher mind, expanded consciousness, and highly operative sensory perceptions. This black inner world goes by many names: Aquarian Spiritual Center 1967, Daf, Das, Antakarana, Link, Bridge Between Two Worlds, The Cross, and 777. It is the attraction of Piscean age thinking, as symbolized by the cross, that has some Africans standing on the cross, crucified and transfixed by it. They remain stuck in this dimension of blackness, lost in the desert. Yet, if one is to pass through this vast black womb for initiation, then one must develop new perceptual powers that consummates night vision and even greater vision in the day.